Hey there, it's Kat, and this is Brews and Reviews. Today is December the 1st, and officially the first day of the Hemisphere Christmas Games Readathon, so I'm gonna vlog it. Why not? Tell me why I shouldn't. Don't tell me why I shouldn't, because I want to. I'm gonna kick this vlog off by reading something that isn't on my TBR, because I am a trash bag when it comes to sticking to my TBR. Oopsies. So the first book I'm going to be reading is Nightblade by Ryan Kirk. This is on my 2021 physical TBR, but I also have the audiobook of it, so I'm definitely going to listen to the audiobook, but it will knock it off of that list because I also own it physically. That might be cheating, but also I don't care. Anyway, this book is really dark. It has a silhouetted man on the cover and shadowed trees. It's very dark, and I'm counting it for the darkness prompt. So technically I started this one in November. I was around 125 pages into the book, and it's a 400-page book, so I still have most of the book left, so I'm counting it for this. That is allowed if you didn't know, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to the audiobook of that while I'm doing some things at work. Also, I started reading the Falling in Love montage by Kiara Smith last night, and technically this morning because it was past midnight, so I'm counting that. I'm only 51 pages into that. I marked that down as a comfort read because I thought, oh, a contemporary romance, that'll be so comforting. The start of it was not comforting. It was kind of depressing, not gonna lie. The main character's mother has early onset dementia and doesn't remember who she is, and she fights with her dad a lot, and I don't know where the cuteness is coming into it, but I hear it will. I reread the synopsis last night because I was like, I thought this was cute. Why did I think this was cute? Turns out it will be cute, hopefully. So I'm gonna keep reading with that one to see if it counts for comfort read. Otherwise, I'm gonna change it to something light on the cover because it's a bright cover that's, you know, good, but maybe it won't be comforting. I will decide when I finish this book what category it falls into. So it's about 5 o'clock, and I have had such a productive reading day, even though I've been at work all day. I just had the opportunity to listen to my audiobook for a long time while I was doing stuff at work today. So I'm going to run through the things that I read. So first off, I finished Nightblade by Ryan Kirk. This is a fantasy book that was bought for me under the premise that it's kind of like David Gemmell's writing, and I went into this just hoping for a good fantasy book, to be honest. I don't often expect anything to actually turn up and sort of give me the same feels as David Gemmell's work does, and this didn't give me the same feels, but it was a good fantasy and I was really interested in it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So in this book you follow 3 perspective characters who are all quite young people, and they grow up as it goes. It's kind of boy grows up to be a wizard a little bit, except boy grows up to be an assassin wizard, I guess, kind of. I don't know. I enjoyed learning about the different sort of magic, and I feel like this was a really good book, and I am intrigued by the next one. I think it was a little bit darker than I was expecting it to be. There were certain things that happened that were just very violent, but it was still good and I enjoyed it. So I'm glad that I've got the whole series because I do want to continue with it. Then next up, I decided to try and stop myself from procrastinating starting another audiobook, so I picked up Christmas Every Day by Beth Moran. This is one I'm going to use for the snowy prompt. That one was for the dark on the cover prompt. That one didn't make me feel super Christmassy, so I was like, Christmas Every Day, that can make me feel Christmassy, and so far it hasn't at all. For some reason, I had it in my head that this book was like Groundhog Day at Christmas, because it's Christmas every day, and that's what I get from that. And this is why I should probably read the blurb of books a little bit more often than I do, because it's not that. It's really not that. It's just a woman who's moved into like a dilapidated cottage that she inherited from her grandma after something happens with her relationship and she breaks up and she's trying to get a new start. And then her neighbor is like helpful, but they don't sort of get on at first. I don't know. It just seems like a typical contemporary romance at this point in time, but I'm not mad about it. She's just joined a book club, so I'm interested to see where it goes from there. So before I go, I haven't opened my advent calendar for today, and I thought we could do it together because it is the first, and I just really love advent calendars and Christmas. So there's an advent calendar. So number 1 is just over here, and what we're going to see right here is how terrible I am at getting into these. So, oh, maybe it's because I normally get like the Cadbury's ones, and no, wait, I'm still really bad at it. Just come out. Why is this difficult? And then it's the same way. Oh, it's gonna be a Christmas tree. Oh, that popped out really quickly. Oh, it just says Galaxy on the bottom. But yeah, it's a Christmas tree and I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna enjoy my coffee and it's gonna be a nice time. So happy 1st of December, everyone. They're so cute! So it's now Tuesday evening and I haven't vlogged all day because I am a sucky McSuckpants and admittedly have been very busy. So after I finished work today, I went shopping, Christmas shopping. That was not exciting. I hate shopping, so it was just sucky. Also, here's the cat. It's Cooper. He wanted to hang, so we're sat here together. So let's recap the reading. So I didn't really get to tell you guys what I thought about Christmas Every Day by Beth Moran because I finished that last night and I enjoyed it. I'm going to compare this to a Christmas film because it's just a genre in itself. I feel like it's kind of like one of those Christmas films that you just put on and you know it's going to be kind of substanceless, but it's going to sort of tick some romance ticks, you know? I don't know. It was okay and the romance was fine and I feel like it was fine. I didn't get surprised by anything and I quite liked the main characters, but it wasn't anything special. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars and that counted for one of the snowy prompts. And then today, well, I kind of started last night and then finished it off today. I read The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and this is for the prompt that takes place by a body of water. And it takes place by the sea. There's like a whole bit that takes place where they go scuba diving, and I think it counts. And actually, I really like this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and the only reason I didn't give it 5 out of 5 stars was because near the end, there was something that happened that really annoyed me, and I was like, get in the bin, love interest. But aside from that, I really liked it, and I feel like the enemies to lovers and fake dating, I forgot it was like fake dating. I really like fake dating, apparently it turns out. And I liked how snarky the 2 characters were. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say on The Unhoneymooners. I really liked it. It was a cute romance. And I definitely feel like it really suited this prompt because it obviously made me think of like a sunny outdoorsy time, which is how the Southern Hemisphere is probably having their sort of Christmas. That was quite nice to have a different sort of viewpoint because I do often read Christmassy, snowy books at this point in time. So it was nice to have something different. Okay, so now we're sat in the dark and I apologise, but I don't want people to knock on my door, so let's pretend I'm not home. Oh, can you feel the social anxiety just rippling off of me? Anyway, just a random Christmas thing that's happening. Me and a couple of friends are watching Christmas movies every day and we've got a randomizer so we don't know which ones we're going to watch on which day. And yesterday we watched Love Actually and I loved it so much. Even though it's not aged terribly well, particularly in terms of fat jokes, but I still really like it. It's still very Christmassy. It was a really good one to start with. And today we're watching Operation Christmas Drop and I've never seen that, so that could be interesting. I hope it's a good film and yeah, we will see. It's Wednesday the 3rd and I haven't checked in all day again. What a surprise. No one's surprised. So I haven't actually said, but I've been buddy reading The Mistake by Elle Kennedy with Kayla from Crack Into a Good Book. We're continuing with the Briar You series, I think that's what it's called. That might be the other series. There were 2 free books that we picked up and then this is the continuation of The Deal. I don't know. Anyway, so we've been reading that and I'm halfway through that, maybe a bit over that, probably going to finish it tonight and I'm quite enjoying it so far. I'm not really sure what prompt that's going to fit, maybe comforting read, because I am reading it because I am in the mood for like, you know, easy reads. Is that a comforting thing? It's a comforting thing to me because I like when my slump is over, which I think it is. I feel like we're on the 3rd and I've read 4 books so far, 5 if I manage to finish that one tonight, because I finished another book today. I don't know what sort of weird thing has happened to me at the moment, but I am like just managing to read things. So I picked up What I Like About Me by Jenna Diem and I read that today. The whole thing. Oh, I don't know how I'm managing this, but I'm It's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. So I thought this was interesting. I wasn't really sure what it was going to be like when I went into it. Obviously, it is like a sunny Christmas, but I almost didn't really get like Christmassy vibes. Like, while there are like certain mentions of Christmas, most of it just feels like beach holiday, which is great. I love reading about that. I just didn't like get super Christmas vibes, and I was expecting a little bit more Christmas vibes. The main character is fat, and there is a lot of discussion about that. There is some fat phobia in there, and there's family relations that aren't like super great all the time. But I did enjoy it as a book overall. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because while I did enjoy it, I feel like it was quite YA for me. I don't know. It didn't quite hit all the same things, and maybe that's just because like the YA contemporaries that I've been reading have been more adult in nature. I don't know. But I enjoyed it, and I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So I'm gonna go and watch The Polar Express because that is my Christmas movie of the day, and I think I'm gonna make a hot chocolate. Hey guys, so it's Saturday the 4th of December, and I haven't completed any reading challenges today. Although, look, the cat. Oh, look, the cat. I did complete a reading challenge late last night, and I'll just tell you about that. I read The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. It was the second book in the something series. I don't know. The first book was The Deal, and it's like a hockey player romance book, and it was good. I enjoyed it. I buddy read it with Kayla from Cracking to a Good Book, and you know, we had a nice time. It was a good book. By the end, I feel like these books always start off with you kind of like not liking the hockey player character and then actually liking them by the end. So hey boy, we were just playing a treat game. I have these buttons that talk, and I'm teaching him to press them. It's not going super well so far, but he accidentally pressed it twice yesterday, so that's nice. Anyway, that covered the prompt with something bright on the cover because it's a very bright cover. It's white, and there's like a bright pink socks on the cover. But yeah, it was an alright book, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think I actually liked it more than I liked the first one in the series, which is good. So I have done some reading today, but it's not really for any specific challenge for Hemisphere Christmas Games. I feel like it could count for something bright on the cover as well, because I've been reading Unwind by Neil Shusterman, and that cover is basically just white, like a very pale grey / white, and that is it. And I've completed technically 7 of the prompts. I have just a comforting read and what Christmas is like for me. Okay, so forgive the terrible lighting, but there is actually a reason I'm sat in the dark, and I will explain that to you now. So one of the prompts for the Christmas Hemisphere Games is to share what Christmas is like for me, and so in my town, every Christmas there is like a Santa that goes around all the streets in the town, and on like the back of like a tractor. It's really weird. And there's people who go and collect donations, and you know, they give it to charity and all that. And it's great, except for when you've got social anxiety and don't like people knocking on your door. So what Christmas looks like to me is every time I hear the horrendously loud Christmas music booming from the speakers of nearby streets, I turn off all the lights and hide, because I'm so socially anxious that I don't want people knocking on my door. I'm like, please, if I hide, they won't knock on my door. They won't know I'm here. So, yeah, that's what Christmas looks like to me every single year. You'd think that I would just go out, but I don't know if they're coming. I don't know if they're near. Can I just hear them from streets away? Ooh, the suspense. So it's now the 6th of December, and I decided it's time to wrap up this vlog here. I think I will continue to vlog throughout the month, so look forward to more of that if you like this vlog. I can't remember if I mentioned, but I did manage to finish Unwind, and I wasn't originally going to count it for any of the prompts because it didn't count for any of the bingo board that I hadn't already completed. But then I thought, well, it doesn't matter if I've already completed it, it counts again for the same prompt. So I was like, yes, this counts for something bright on the cover, and I mean the whole cover is really bright. Light. It is like the palest cover I've ever seen. And yeah, I'm just going with that. It's a dystopian book that has some really interesting moral dilemmas in it, and essentially the premise is that up until you're 18 you can be unwound, which means that all of your organs and tissue and everything gets given to other people, and you're essentially no more. So it follows the perspective of 3 kids who are sentenced to be unwound and they don't want to be. So it was really good, and there were a lot of really interesting conversations in here, and it was a little bit twisted. I found it like fucked with me a little bit, but like in a good way. So I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm really glad I read it. I'm also reading The Score by Elle Kennedy, which is the next book in the off-campus series. I keep calling it the Briar U series, but it is actually the off-campus series. And I'm enjoying that one so far. I'm going to continue on with that. I feel like I'm probably going to finish that one before I finish the Falling in Love montage. And if I do, I'm going to count it as the prompt for a comforting read, because it is a comforting read in the sense that this series of books is just really easy reading, and I'm just enjoying it and just getting through it. And as you get into this series, it gets like funnier and funnier, and it's nice to go back to the characters and sort of see them from different perspectives, because each one focuses on a different one of like the hockey boy housemates, as I like to call them, the hockey boys. So I'm probably going to count it as my comforting read if I manage to finish it before the Falling in Love montage. In other news, I also started Jade City today, and I'm going to count that one as the dark prompt for the next go round. It's going to take me a little while to read that one. I think I'm 20 chapters into 61 chapters or 60 chapters. Anyway, I am a fair amount through the book, but it's still a really long one, so it could take me a little while. But if you want to know what I actually think of that book, then let me know, because obviously I would like to keep vlogging for this month, but not if it will bore you guys to tears. So if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!